TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Went over to Japan a little bit for Giant Baba, All Japan Wrestling. What was that like as far as the style in the ring? A lot stiffer?
Yeah, stiffer but good, and I went 5 times, and my last time, I think it was '83. I went over as tag team tournament, and with Jerry Lawler, and it was Lawler's first time. Me and Lawler went, and we went all the way to with Giant.
Schroeder
and the boss, the
Giant Baba. Yep.
Yeah, we went all the way, and they, of course, they won, and I think we just went 10 days that time. That was his first trip, my last, and the reason, and I was there. Vince sent me there as soon as I got done with the first time, early '70s, and they just formed that company, And I had a chance. I was right on the ground floor. I had a chance to go over there, and like Stan Hansen, and like so many guys that would go over there 3-5 times a year, and just really make their living there, and then come back and work when they wanted to. But if I was making at that time, I already had my break because I already got out of New York then. So, I was making $1,500 in New York. Well, they gave me $1,500 Japan. So I'd rather be home.
Of course.
So I stayed 8 weeks that first time, man. And I says, oh, this is great. I came home with a, pocket full of $100 bills. But at that time, and I says, but hey, I can do that here. So I didn't care. But I went back 4 more times. I went 5 times altogether. All for Baba.
You also wound up in Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Sure did.
Memories of working in Georgia.
Real good. It was Jim Barnett, and he would run the civic, the auditorium, Atlanta Civic Auditorium every Friday night, and like clockwork. It started at 8 o'clock. At 7:45, man, that door would open, and he had a Rolls Royce. He had his driver, and he would come in, and he would wave to everybody. Wouldn't say nothing, just wave, and he was the boss man, and he'd go over to Ole. Ole was booking then, and Tom Ernesto. Tom was there. He was assistant booker there, and he would always go over and just talk to them too, and wouldn't say nothing else. And 10 minutes, 5. Man, you could put your
right.
Yeah,
Clockwork.
Clockwork, Jack. He came in at 1:45, talked to him 10 minutes, waved to everybody, and then he went over to the curtain because we changed on the stage of the auditorium, and he'd look out. Same thing every Friday. He said, "Oh my God," he said, "another sellout." That's all he said to all the boys. And then he'd boom, 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 wave, and right out the door. But it was so great, man.
All right.
Yeah, it was a great territory. Yeah, really.
You teamed up with Abby there, I believe, right? Abdul the Butcher.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Also worked a lot with Pork Chop Cash, Tom Jones, Tully Blanchard was there, Ted Oates. You bounced around a lot through the territories in the 70s. Was it hard to finish up and find work with other promoters, or would it ever upset promoters that you went elsewhere, or was it always pretty much a handshake deal where you were, hey, you're welcome back in a couple months?
You bet. How this worked there was everybody wasn't the same. Vince McMahon will bring you in. And the day Vince McMahon Sr. would talk to you on the phone, Jimmy, I'd like you to come in this certain date. And he would give you the starting date and the finishing date.
So you knew.
Right before you came in. He'd tell you how many shots you had in the garden, how many this, how many that. He would lay it all out for you. So it's cut and dry. So you're not mad, you're not upset, you're ready to go because before you go in. Okay, other ones they didn't, but automatically you know you got to leave in 3 to 6 months, automatic, because they want new faces. They want completely new faces. Now they had a few homesteaders, but not many. But they stayed, but not us guys. And so we go in, draw money, get it over. But you're welcome back. Yes, like you said. But it's so funny. It was a running joke that the promoters years ago, they'd say, "Hey, now you can buy a house here, but it better have wheels on it, you know.
Right.
Better have wheels on that thing, man." But I was fortunate to I would book myself, or they would ask, "Jimmy, do you want us to help you get booked somewhere?" You know, and if you wanted, they would call, you know, wherever. And we had maybe almost 30 territories you could go to, or 20, 28, 27, I don't know what it was, and so many. And but I was very fortunate. I worked all the big ones. I was very lucky, and you know, a lot of people. Man, I just love Memphis, man. You know,
That was in '77. Yeah, I was
oh
going to ask
my
you about.
goodness, yeah,
You
yeah.
made your debut there in '77.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
let's,
what I did real fast is my oldest daughter, Robin, time she was in 8th grade, she was in something like 15 different schools. So look how many times she had to move to do that, and I mean major moves. You know, oh my goodness, you know. Time she started high school, I wanted to just be settled. Then I'm just going to go on the road myself. So I built them a nice home in Lansing, Illinois, and a new home. And then so I want them all to finish high school, all the same school, and just be settled. And that was the reason I did that.
So before you went to Memphis in '77, I think you had one big match with superstar Billy Graham in St. Louis for Sam Munchnick. Do you remember that match?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Billy was so cool, man, and you know, I could talk to him forever, man. I just we just talked the same jive, man. You know, in fact, Strongbow used to call me Jilly Jive. That's all he ever called me, and I remember. You know, when they inducted me in 1996 in WWE Hall of Fame, and I was so honored, and of course he was one of the agents then, and all he said to me, he says, "Congratulations, Jelly Jive." He says, "You deserve it." And in other words, you know, because of the interviews and because of the what superstars say, man, we talk our own language, you know.
100%. You guys do remind me with the
Yeah.
promos the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, beautiful, man.